family, thanks so much for joining me. So I wanted to bring you another video. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. This is a timeless reading. You could also use this as a manifestation reading. All you need to do is claim this energy as your own. I get my information from God and from the Holy Spirit. I don't use any cards or anything. If you'd like to work with me on spiritual advice, twin flame stuff, uh, astrology readings, and more, my information is in the description below. And if you'd like to book a free consult with me, my Calendly link is in the description below. Uh, Keep in mind, we have masculine and feminine energies in our bodies. So masculine can be feminine, feminine can be masculine. Use those terms as they make sense in your situation. All right, y'all. So let me get into it. So I've been getting more angel numbers back to back, and have been getting a lot of um, other messages coming up as well. And of course, we know the adventures of Mercury in retrograde. So I'm going to talk a little bit about all these things. Um, so collective, the divine masculine, divine counterpart, depending on the situation that you're in. Might be more expressive to you these days, and they might be sharing some stuff with you. And so Mercury in retrograde, usually there's a lot of things you have to look out for. One of the things could be communication. Now, I've been saying some people do a great job at communicating. When Mercury's in retrograde, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, those are some signs that actually be winning when Mercury is in retrograde. So it may not be as tough a time for them as it is for others. So just keep in mind, this might be a time when you're teaching, might be a time when you're um, learning new things, leading. There might be foundations crumbling, new ones rising. There could be a lot of things happening. When Mercury is in retrograde, news getting blocked, um, internet issues with systems. Um, Particularly, I don't know why it's coming up with the electronic healthcare system. As you can see, communication has been a struggle for some of us with Mercury in retrograde, but I'm believing, like I said, that some of us are actually doing really well. And so for you collective, like I said, divine masculine, divine counterpart, sorry, might be more expressive, telling you how they feel. And they may have they may be holding some things back, but they might also be sharing a lot more with you than you thought they would. And there are other things that maybe there has have opened them up. So for example, they might be saying, okay, well, the collective might be more receptive to me doing this or doing that. They want to help you in some way. Maybe the two of you were together before, was a returning masculine, and you might be saying, I'm done with the romantic stuff, and maybe we could be on a friendly basis, and they're like inching closer, you notice, and they're like, no, I need to be in your energy. And they may be even unconscious and may be unaware that they're really doing it, but they're saying they need to be near you and they don't know how to get close to you. So they might say, okay, maybe we could work on this business, maybe we could work on this partnership, maybe we could work on this some kind of project together. And they're like, okay, so well, I'll be, I'll just keep my distance. And they're not keeping their distance because they have some things that they want to express to you, and they want to hear you express whatever it is that you're thinking or feeling with them as well. It may take them time. You may get frustrated with them, but you are less frustrated than you have been in the past. I would say a lot more patient, a lot more forgiving, which is a surprise because you have the patience of a saint sometimes, and they can't believe the patience that you have with them because they know that they can be frustrating, and they also know that they get frustrated with other people easily, and they know they've been known to throw tantrums, but their tantrums, you don't seem to be bothered by them. You're like, whatever, you could laugh it off because you're like, I know, sometimes this person got a temper, that person got a temper, but they love you endlessly. And so you're learning more to, instead of lashing out at times, you're very reserved and you say, you know what, it'll blow over. It's fine. You're not too worried about what's going to happen because you know ultimately things are going to turn out for the best. You may get, for some of your confession, again, you may get a proposal, you may get a trip coming up, like someone might ask you to move in with them, move to a deeper level in the connection with them. Um, and really, they want to be close to you, they want to be next to you. They don't know how to tell you that they want you in their life and they want you to stay. Like when they think about waking up and they don't get to talk to you or you're not there, they they can't imagine that happening because they want to be next to you all the time. They want to be close. And they, again, sometimes they don't know how to tell you or express that to you, but they do. So they end up doing stuff, and at times, it looks like, what are they doing? It looks sneaky or it looks like strange sometimes, but they're like, no, they just want to be close to you because your energy is different. Like I've been talking about, you're very loving, you're very kind, you're very gentle, you're very giving, you're a connector, you're a communicator, so they could follow your lead when it comes to things like that. And you being open really opens them up too. And so, like when you start, they get started too. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that to the collective. And yet they keep on popping off saying stuff. And you're like amazed sometimes that they're saying this stuff. But the closer you get, the more they open up, the more they express, the more, you know, the thing is, you you have to make a decision. Are you going to be open to being together with them or finding a way to have a connection with them, or is it going to be romantic? Is it going to be friends? Do you feel like they're still testing you? Because sometimes they are, because they've had a lot of people come into their lives and try to take advantage of them and try to hurt them. And so meeting someone like you, they might think the collective is too good to be true. What do you mean, like you love me? What do you mean, like you are my friend? What do you mean that you would do anything for me? What do you mean? And you're like, I said what I said, right? I mean that. And they're puzzled because they've been watching you over time. You've been consistent with the love that you have, that you share with them. So they know that, again, all those things are true. You're very compassionate. You're also a healing energy, and they feel better when they're around you. They feel more energized, and they also feel the abundance in your energy. And that's been something that for them, some of them made thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars with you, and it never stops. Like when you're around, I just saw 10:10 on the clock, and maybe that's a sign, confirmation. They've made so much money with you, and it's not going to stop. And they know that the abundance around you doesn't end. And for some of them, they're trying to figure out a way, how can they help you? But they could see that it's kind of difficult. Like you may not be good at accepting help because you feel like, what's the catch? It always comes with something, there's always some kind of obligation, or someone always comes back, or they throw it in your face, or whatever. And you're like, I don't want that. I'll just do it myself. And you've been doing it like that your entire life. So you're like, I'll just keep doing it like that. So you will see how things unfold with the divine counterpart. But again, some of them might be proposing, some of them might be um, offering you something, an opportunity, a business opportunity, which could still turn into something romantic. It could be a trip that you go on, it could be a lot of different things. It could be, their hand in marriage, it could be, a house, it could be a lot of things. But they know that they want you in their life to stay. And they don't know, like I said, they might not even be aware of what they're trying to do, because it's a funny thing to say, but someone said this to me before. I find it to be true, something like this, that it's like we sneak around on ourselves. Like he might be sneaking around on himself saying, I got to find a way to keep this person in my life. But he's not even aware that he's telling you he loves you. 12:12 on the clock. That was another confirmation, I think. I'm telling you, these numbers keep coming, which is pretty interesting, pretty awesome. So, all right, so let me look into 444. So, invitation, basically, you're taking care of the physical part of your life, um, not as separate, but an expression of your spiritual uh, practices. So when things are good in the physical world, your spiritual world can be um, liberated to explore whatever. So I would say this is also related to your health, making sure you're eating the way you need to, whatever, moving your body, whatever you're supposed to be doing. Um, Whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, make sure that you are grounded in whatever it is that you're building. With the law of attraction, could mean that you're building a solid foundation when it comes to whatever it is that you're building, creating. Um, it can mean expansion, it could mean growth. Um, Whatever it is that you're asking for, there's confirmation that you're going the right way. Um, it could be that God is saying, giving you a nod and saying, yes, keep going that way, because whatever it is you're asking for is coming. Um, for relationships, twin flames, and so on. Um, for love, again, it's building the foundation that's important. Um, and when you build a good foundation, then you could build on top of that. You could create things on top of that. First, you know, like in the Bible, it always tells us seek first God's kingdom. So whatever it is, you build the character, and your character attracts people, places, situations, whatever to you. So just keep in mind when you build a character, people are attracted to the character. When you work on building the self, that self, the energy attracts all the other stuff that you want to come into your life. For twin flames, maybe this is a sign that your connection is protected. Um, you need to work on your stability and yourself, your emotional maturity. Not saying that someone else needs to do it, but you need to do that. For your career, I've been talking about this lately, discipline and being a leader, not a follower, a leader. Um, those things also help you create what we've been talking about with this foundation being stable and taking, taking being responsible. It's your fault. You take on the responsibility. You say I did it or I didn't do it or whatever. You um holding yourself accountable, showing up, and that's how you create something that's long lasting. Listening, doing what you know you need to do, doing your part, working together, collaborating, whatever it is. And those are the things that help you get to where you want to be. All right. So, again, I didn't want to make this video too long. As always, um, continue to glow up, continue to watch, read, and listen to things that lift you up. Continue to work on um, surrounding yourself with people that want you to win an energy that lifts everyone up. Continue to work on growing your spiritual gifts, abilities, and powers. As always, happy lightning fast manifesting, and I'm going to talk to y'all again soon. All right, love y'all. Bye for now.